we were talking kanina, sabi ko nga, I cannot believe that you already have a 20-year-old.
I know. I remember the day I brought her home from the hospital, no? Wrapped in a yellow blanket. She was this small, and now she's that.
She's that. She's, I think she's taller than you. No.
We're about the same height.
Oh my gosh.
We can borrow each other's clothes.
Juliana, I think you've been asked this a lot of times, and a lot of people are still, waiting for you to get into showbiz. Pero sobrang, I think, medyo concentrated ka sa modeling and social media and being an influencer, right?
Actually, my main focus would be sports. I think this year and ever since I entered college, I've been really putting my heart into what I think I should be doing. And right now, that's sports and graduating. So I've really been working on that aspect of my life a lot.
So you did not make mention show business. Wala talaga sa radar mo.
No, at the most, before entering college, I really wanted to take up mass comm. I wanted to look into working behind the scenes. I wanted to take up film. Those were things that interested me. So if ever I did enter show business, it would be towards that direction, not being in front of the camera. I never wanted to go abroad because I had dreams of becoming a varsity athlete also in college and eventually representing my country in whatever sport that I want to play. So and also I get homesick really easily. So
yes, I think before the dream to study abroad was there because a lot of her friends have gone abroad to study, and then they would have school trips where they would be required to be abroad for a stretch of time, mga almost a month. And then pag uwi niya, sabihin niya, Mama, mahirap pala yung malayo sa family. Maybe because it's just the three of us and we're so tight, our little family of three, that when you're away that long, you really miss it.
Fortunately, I was able to enjoy my freshman year in campus. So at least I was able to get a bit of the normal college experience. But now that everything is online, I think it has its perks in the sense that hawak mo yung oras mo and I get to see my parents more frequently. I get to spend time with them every day.
Hindi ka nahihirapan kasi everything is online ngayon. Iba pa rin kasi yung, syempre, of course, yung face-to-face college, yung schooling, di ba?
Of course, I prefer face-to-face classes. But, you have to do with what you have, and especially because I really love my course. I just enjoy as much as possible and take in everything that I can take in during class.
Ano bang ang course mo, Juliana?
I currently take up public administration.
Wow! Talagang kanina, Congresswoman, nung sinasabi niyang sports, parang nasa isip ko kasi si Mayor eh. Ngayon, nung sinabi niyang public administration, parang sa inyo ng dalawa yan.
Maybe it's the environment she grew up in. When she was born, her father was very much into showbiz, no? And then eventually we both got into public service. So it's probably the influence of the random conversations that she hears in the everyday grind.
Of course, syempre, yung pag nasa college when you're studying, di ba, parang in theory lang yung karamihan doon, pero ikaw talaga, you're already doing it. Like you're in public administration already.
Yes, a lot of her subjects in school, the answers she calls from what she sees me and her dad do, no? In our capacities as me as district representative and then Richard as mayor. So it's actually it makes her course more practical and more understandable to her because she sees how we do it in the actual, no? In terms naman of choices that she makes or in terms of life in general, I always say that Richard and I do not impose our dreams on her. Sabi ko nga, even before pa na yung dasal ko palagi is for her to be the person that God designed her to be, whatever that is, whatever field that will be. I will not impose any dream on her because I believe that the only way any person, not just Juliana, the only way any person can have a beautiful life is if she is able to fulfill her purpose.
After college ba, ano ba ang plano mo, Juliana?
Still figuring things out, but I definitely like to continue my sports and hopefully get a master's degree just to further educate myself on my course.
Ano-ano ba yung mga sports na ginagawa mo ngayon?
Well, it used to be volleyball, but then during the first part of lockdown, fencing was the only sport that was allowed to be practiced here in Ormoc. So I got into that, and then I realized that I really had a love for it still because it's something that I did even when I was younger. So I've just been training and I've been enjoying it so far, and I've definitely set bigger goals for myself in terms of.
I think kasi it's in your blood, di ba? There was a time, di ba, Congresswoman, si Richard actually competed sa fencing.
Yes, and until now, he still fences. He put up a fencing team here.
Mahirap ba na
very
na
much
trainer ang daddy mo?
Well, he's definitely like a mentor to me more than an actual fencing coach. He really teaches me the discipline of the sport, the right mindset, more than just the technique and the technicalities of fencing.
Ngayon pong pandemic, of course, na-quarantine tayo with our loved ones, and nagkaroon po ito ng impact sa maraming relationships. Ano po yung naging impact ng pandemic or nung pag-quarantine together sa inyong dalawa as moms?
Oh, it's been wonderful for us because prior to the pandemic, I think we all had the same problem. We all lacked time for family because there was always just too many things to finish in one day. And now all of a sudden, you have this stretch of time na araw-araw magkasama kayo even as you continue doing the work that you need to do. So for me naman, Nelson, everything is everything is perspective. You can look at it either way, but personally, the biggest blessing for me during this pandemic is family, time with family. The biggest treasure is family and health. And if you have both, you are rich.
I totally agree. Juliana, kung ikaw yung tatanungin, kasi parang karamihan ngayon, di ba, ng mga ka-age mo, kung yung na-rebuild nila yung relationship nila with their parents, and some of them, di ba, parang hindi masyadong maganda yung impact ng pag-quarantine together. Para sa iyo, ano yung naging epekto nito?
Well, my parents and I have always been close, but being in the same city finally as them, I think that it really gave us an opportunity to bond, and I think it made us even closer.
Yes,
it made us even closer in the sense that we're together lunch and dinner, and that's something that didn't usually happen in Manila because with a regular setup, I'd only see my dad on weekends, or my mom and I come to our mock for a short amount of time. But now we're really savoring every minute that we have together, and also because we're just so close, the three of us, so it's very easy to hang out.
Maybe because it's always been just the three of us, kasi nga kaming tatlo lang talaga na. So when we travel,
yes.
when we would travel, especially the time na we travel without her yaya na, kasi nung very small pa siya and we really needed help taking care of her, the yaya would be there. But the time came na she was big enough to take care of herself. So it was always just the three of us. And that's really how you nurture and build the closeness, no? The time that you spend together.
Well, going back to the Mother's Day topic, kayo bang dalawa, Congresswoman, meron ba kayong girl talk, yung alone time na kayo lang dalawa?
Oh, yes,
kumbaga,
always.
Always.
I always say that the biggest struggle for any mother is how to be a parent and how to be a friend. at the same time. And my mother was that way to us. So parang ginagaya ko lang how my mom was towards me and my sister. And with Juliana, we always try to keep a very we try to keep the communication lines open. There's nothing that we cannot discuss. Even if we disagree, we can disagree nicely and respectfully, and it won't strain the relationship.
Has it been this way simula nung bata si Juliana, or you and Mayor Richard, as pag teenager na siya, nakakaintindi na at saka natin kausapin?
Hindi. We've always we never underestimated her capacity to understand. We were very clear about guidelines, about borders, about rules, curfews. Parang walang second guessing. Richard's also very straightforward in his parenting style. So simple lang sa Richard. He say, these are the rules. If you break it, consequences. Ganun lang. Walang big dramas or yeah.
Juliana, sa parents mo, sino ba ang mas disciplinarian?
I think they have their own way of disciplining me, and they show that also in the different aspects of my life. A lot of the discipline that I learned are through sports from my dad. But then like when it comes to the basic things like being on time, being a good person, respecting other people, I think these are things that they've instilled in me ever since I was a kid.
Was it difficult growing up na you have both parents that are, famous?
No, not at all. They never made me feel that we had some kind of advantage in life just because of who they are as people, or because of their line of work. I've always seen them as normal people, and they've always given me a very normal life.
And we've always taught her also, Nelson, not to feel entitled.
For sure.
Gusto ko lang malaman yung perspective ng millennials, no? Like parang how do you draw the line between, what's private and what's supposed to be consumed publicly?
Well, personally, I'm a very private person. Any account of mine that's out for the public, I think those are the only things that I'm really comfortable sharing with other people. That's why I think a lot of people don't know much about me. It's because I don't share a lot also.
Yes,
so
she's very private.
You wanted, of course,
I really value my privacy, and I also value like the relationships that I get to keep private with my parents, with my friends, everything.
And there's not much pictures of you. Well,
yeah, she really doesn't overshare even yung mga family pictures namin. I mean, we have so many, but not all are out there. Parang we don't live our life really for social media consumption. A lot we keep to ourselves.
Maganda yun na parang, of course, meron lang yung nakikita ng public, and of course, meron kayo dun sa tiny bubble ng family ninyo na kayo lang nag-enjoy, Thank you very much for sharing your story.
Thank you, Nelson. Thank you.
And happy Mother's Day again.
Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there.